Hello, and welcome to Part 3 of our Igenity Beef dashboard walkthrough. In this section, we will be discussing how to view the indexes that currently come with Igenity Beef. This include the maternal, production, and terminal indexes. As a reminder, please be sure to view Dashboard in Google Chrome for the best results. Once you go to igenitybeefdashboard.com, simply log in using the email and password that were provided to you. Once you have done that, you may click the Login button. Upon logging in, you will be taken to the home page view. Here, your Igenity Beef orders will be listed by order ID. If you wish to view multiple orders at once, simply click the checkbox next to those specific orders. Once you have selected all the orders you wish to view, simply click View Herd Results. As we discussed in the previous video, there is a Tools option available to you on the herd page view. Simply select the drop-down Tools menu and you can see the options available. To visualize or add one of the 3 current indexes to your dashboard view, select the Custom Index tool. Once you select this tool, the following Custom Index pop-up box will appear. Selecting the drop-down blue arrow will show you the current indexes that are either available to you or custom indexes you have created previously. The first index we will talk about is the Igenity Maternal Index that comes with Igenity Beef. This index is designed for producers who raise their own replacements and market calves at weaning. Once you select the Igenity Maternal Index, the list of traits that are included will appear. Also, alongside these traits will include the approximate weight that is applied to each trait. These weights all must sum to 100%. The higher the weight, the more important the trait is considered to the operation. Finally, there is a gray box that appears in between the trait and the weight that has been applied. By clicking on this box, a check mark will appear. This indicates that a negative weight has been applied to that trait. In this instance, negative weight has been applied to residual feed intake. This makes sense as a higher RFI score indicates a higher residual feed intake and lower feed efficiency. So, in regards to the Igenity Maternal Index, the largest weight has been applied to weaning weight. This 30% weight makes sense because this index is designed for producers who make their profit on their calves at weaning. There has also been a 25% weight added to stayability. This also makes sense because that producer is selecting their own replacements. The higher the stayability score, the more likely that animal is to stay in the herd for 6 years. Now, you will notice a negative weight has been applied to yearling weight. Since Igenity Beef does not include a mature weight score, and yearling weight and mature weight are obviously highly correlated, in an attempt to control mature weight size in cows, a negative 20% weight has been applied to yearling weight. Similarly, a negative 10% weight has been added to RFI to try and keep that score down in this herd. Lastly, you'll see that 5% weights have been applied to calving ease direct, calving ease maternal, as well as heifer pregnancy. To view the Igenity Maternal Index scores for the animals that you have submitted to Igenity Beef, simply click Add Column Now. Once you have done so, the dashboard will calculate a maternal index score for each animal in this view. You will also notice the dashboard automatically sorts the animals from highest to lowest maternal index score. The second index that is available when you purchase Igenity Beef is called the Igenity Production Index. This index is designed for producers who raise their own replacements and market calves at harvest on a grid. So, if we look at the traits and the corresponding weights, it's not surprising to see that a 30% weight has been placed on stayability, since this producer raises his own replacements. However, since he does market on a grid, a 20% weight has been added to marbling and a 10% on tenderness. Similar to the Igenity Maternal Index, a negative 15% weight has been added, again, to residual feed intake. Finally, we have the Igenity Terminal Index. This index is designed for producers who retain ownership of progeny and harvest on a grid. It is important to note that replacement heifers should not be selected based on this index, as it's likely to result in cows with very high mature weights. When looking at the traits and corresponding emphasis for the Igenity Terminal Index, it is easy to understand why we do not recommend the use of this index when selecting replacement heifers. The 45% emphasis on carcass weight score would lead to higher weaning weight calves, higher yearling weight calves, and especially higher mature weight cows. These cows would likely eat more and therefore not be ideal as replacements for an operation. Being a terminal index where profit is made based on the meat quality and carcass weight of the animal, there's a 15% emphasis on marbling and 10% emphasis on ribeye area, as well as a 5% emphasis on tenderness. Finally, you'll notice a negative 10% weight placed on fat thickness. Therefore, this index will hopefully create animals who have large amounts of muscle, but not necessarily additional weight from fat deposition. As you can see, once we have added all three indexes to the herd view page, the columns will appear as shown here. Since the terminal index was the last one to be added, your animals will be sorted based on their ranking according to that index. We thank you for your continued support of Igenity Beef and our dashboard walkthroughs. We hope that this has helped you to better understand the indexes that currently come when you order Igenity Beef. If you have any further questions, please contact igenity.support@neogen.com. We'd be happy to help.